Hello again. The thumbnail to this video shows not some grotesque character from Wagner's Ring Cycle, a deformed goblin perhaps like Rumpelstiltskin, but rather me on one of my walks around the Welsh countryside. I defy any normal man who spies a sword in a stone like this not to pose immediately as King Arthur pulling the sword from the stone. It will be immediately apparent from the photograph that I am, as I've mentioned here before, a hunchback. I'm prompted to mention this because I see that the Actors Union Equity are cutting up rough because a man who is not a hunchback has been cast in the role of Quasimodo in a new stage production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame opening in London. They talk of the real and significant issue of casting a non-physically disabled performer in the role of a physically disabled actor. Well, there are 2 points here. The first is, of course, that being a hunchback is not actually a physical disability at all. The sight of a hunchback may, of course, be displeasing from an aesthetic viewpoint, but that is another matter entirely. I'll warrant that I am able to get up and down a mountain a damn sight quicker than the spokesman from Equity who made this idiotic and offensive statement. Which brings me to the second point. The only people who need to speak about hunchbacks are, well, hunchbacks. I have never in my life heard a hunchback complain about the portrayal of Quasimodo or Rigoletto in Verdi's opera or Richard III in Shakespeare's play, or for that matter, Mr. Punch in Punch and Judy shows, who is always shown with a hunchback. Unless somebody is actually a hunchback, they can shut up about such things. The truth is that in a country where a fifth of all school children are now supposedly disabled, to use the modern phrase, have special educational needs, together with 10 million adults on invalidity or incapacity benefits, there is a general feeling that the more the merrier, and to describe anybody out of the ordinary in any way as being disabled. Well, not with hunchbacks, they don't. Actually, my wife says that I've missed a trick here, and should myself have applied for the role of Quasimodo in that new production. True, I can't act or sing, but as she said, the fact that I was starring in it would probably cause it to be a sellout, the way that some famous comedian from the television sometimes appears in a pantomime, and at peak once people rush to buy tickets for the thing. I bet there are many viewers of this channel who would pay good money to see me lurching about the stage, croaking the bells, the bells. You can imagine the scene because as soon as I appeared on the stage, all the people who were there from this channel would start clapping, laughing, and shouting out. Once the audience had quietened down, I would turn to the auditorium and say, "Hello again." It would bring the house down.